Hi, this is Sandy from Blazing Nebula Games, here to do another playthrough of our latest game, Geyserlands, and to talk about some of the new features that we've added. So I'm going to start a new game, and except I am overwriting my previous save and draw my first hand of cards, I'm going to open up this challenge, which is going to give me on completion a card and the ability to heal. It's going to require one forest, which I have, and sure enough, I gain my card and also my ability to heal. Now, this card can be used to open up its own story, or it can be used to complete this one. I'm going to use it to complete this one, which means I am going to gain another card which opens up its own story. This story has 3 steps to it, and it's going to require 2 forests, and it's going to give me a card at the end of it. So I'm going to draw my next hand of cards. I'm going to open the eye so I can see what symbols I have on my cards, because I prefer to play that way. Now, this one is going to require 2 city. As we can see in the top right of the screen, I only have 1 city right now, and so therefore I can't do that. So I'm going to open up a new challenge and draw my next hand of cards. Now, this one is requiring 3 forests. I have 2 forests, and so therefore I'm going to open up another challenge. Now, this one, while it requires 2 forests, I just used one of my forests in opening it up, and you can only use a card in one way each turn, and so therefore I cannot complete it right now. But what I can do is use this balm I have over here to heal the 3 hit points that I have taken from drawing a hand of cards each of these 3 turns. So I'm going to do that. And then, and it's upgrading for me, so I now have an upgraded healing card, and there is nothing else I can do right now, and so I am going to move on to my next turn, and sure enough, I have my 2 forests, and so I am going to complete that stage, and it's going to give me this city, which is going to enable me to complete this one as well. Excellent. I cannot do anything else right now, so I'm going to open up this new challenge and move on to my next hand of cards. The first thing I want to do is this one over here, and I am going to use, I'm going to use these cards for it, and this next stage is going to give me a power called Reminiscence, which is going to be a power that is going to be increasingly useful as I play this game. So I'm going to do this, and I have gained Reminiscence right now, and I don't have many cards. It's not as easy to demonstrate, so I will demonstrate that in a little bit, and I will move on to my next hand of cards. My next hand is I want to use to complete this one over here, and I think I also, let me see, how many? I have 2 tier 2 stories, so I think I just want to complete this one because I want to leave one of my tier 2 stories uncompleted right now. So maybe I will begin by doing this one, because I know that I will gain a tree at the end of it to be able to also complete this one over here, which I wanted to. So we're going to do that, and then we are going to have a look and see if there's anything we can do right now, and there is not. So I'm going to open up this new story and go on to my next hand of cards. I am very fortunate because while it takes me all 4 cards to do it, I am going to be able to complete this one and unlock this challenge. This challenge is going to lead to Foresight. Now, while I'm doing this quite quickly, I kind of know where I'm wanting to go. Obviously, you would generally spend more time investigating these different parts, reading the different stories, and kind of going down different avenues each time you play, whereas I am trying to do this the more direct route so that this video isn't too long. Okay, so we are going to move on to our next turn, and I am going to see if I can complete this one. I currently only have 3 geysers, so I'm not going to be able to complete it right this very second. And I think, let's see, I have 2 tier 2, and I think 1 went away, so I am able to complete this one without much issue. And then I am going to, let me see, this one here is going to give me on completion an 8 card deck, so that's going to be a pretty useful thing as well. But right this very second I can't do it. What I can do is I can complete this tier 3 mystery over here, which is on its 2nd step, so that is then going to upgrade to this tier 4 card here, and I'm going to now, so you might see that this was my tier 2 card that went away because it lost its health. So I am now back to square one on it and needing to redo it in order to get rid of, or should I say upgrade, that particular card. Okay, we want to do this one first if possible, and we do indeed have 4 geysers, so we're going to do this. And we have gained our foresight skill. Foresight is going to be very, very helpful at being able to change out our symbols. So I am going to be demonstrating that, like I say, in a second alongside of reminiscence. But first of all, we are going to see if we can complete another stage of this particular mystery down here. So we're going to go, ooh, what am I missing? I am missing nature. That means I need to use my foresight. My foresight, every time I use it, is going to take one life away from me. I'm currently in a very perilous position, but fortunately I do have one healing balm that I can use to make sure that I do not die. And I have just therefore been able to complete this one, and I've gained a new card. But unfortunately, this card is tier 5 and I still have this tier 2 mystery, and I can only have 3 tiers active at any given point. So while I can still absolutely use these 2 forests, and in fact I can use this to complete this one, I cannot use it to open its story yet. So I'm going to use it over here to work towards finishing this tier 2 mystery. So this is now my priority. And we're going to again, or actually before this one disappears, because it is on its final pip of life, maybe I should pay it slightly more attention. So we are first of all going to misuse our reminiscence to grab one of our lowest tier story cards, which we knew was going to be this one because it's our only tier 2 one. And then I am going to use my health to see if I can get the card that I'm looking for. And I'm going to use my healing to heal me. And I have gained this 8 card deck up in the top corner. This means every turn I'm going to get one of 8 cards with each of the different symbols on it. So one symbol of these 8 symbols I have in my deck is going to appear here on a card each and every turn. So this first one is going to be a key, which is not helpful for me right now, but is one of the more rare symbols sometimes, and so it might well come in handy even later in this turn. Okay, so I have now completed my last tier 2 card. That means my lowest tier card right now is a tier 3. So I have tier 3, tier 4, and tier 5. That means my stag is now able to triumphantly come and be used over here. Right this very second, let me see, I can do this, and again I'm going to see if with my foresight I can find another forest. And you know what, I missed the fact that I also needed a lore, and so therefore that was not my wisest move. So I am going to heal myself and forget this turn and move into the next one. Okay, so we are now going to use all these forests to complete this story card. And once again, we are faced with a card that is locked because this is now tier 6, and like I say, we can only be actively working on the stories of 3 tiers. This is a new change with this patch as well, and I think it makes the game run a lot more smoothly. And as you get deeper into the mysteries, then all of your cards tend to be kind of getting alongside the same bit, rather than randomly you have a tier 2 in with all of your tier 7s. But that does mean that sometimes we need to be able to grab our lowest tier of cards. So while right here we have a tier 3 card, here I have a tier 6 card which I can't use. So this is the proper use for reminiscence, where I can use one card to change it out for one of my lowest tier story cards. It's only going to give me that lowest tier story card, and in this case it's one that I already have out, and so therefore it is not able to be played. But I have a bit more life, so I'm going to see if I can draw a card that I can play with. And you know what, I am not going to play with fire anymore, and I'm going to move on to my next turn. Now I am going to look over here, and this one is going to give me another deck. This particular one is going to give me a deck of only 1 card. So I am going to, well, actually first of all I'm going to heal myself, and then I'm going to see if, well, first of all let us have a look. We have 4 tier 3s, so I am not going to be able to gain one of my lore symbols from a tier 3 card, so I cannot abuse my reminiscence to find the symbol that I'm looking for. So I'm going to have to look in my main deck, and I should keep an eye on my health. Unfortunately, it is not going to be, the cards are not in my favor this time, and if I were to do it one more time I would surely die next turn. So maybe let's not do that unless any of these are going to give me a balm, and they are not, so we are not gonna pursue that one this very second. Instead we are going to do this one here, And you might recognize this lady. This lady is the lady who gave us Reminiscence. That is because I never completed all 3 stages of her card. However, right now, with this symbol of city that we have gotten from my 8-card deck, I am able to do it. So that is much more useful. And I'm now going to move on to my next turn and really hope for a healing card. And the good thing is I got 2. So I am going to heal myself. And then I am going to see if I can unlock this 3-card deck with my lore and these other symbols that I need. Oh, sorry, not 3-card deck, 1-card deck. This is always going to deal the exact same card. That means each and every turn I am going to know that I have those particular symbols. Now, this one I could use for Reminiscence to find another of my lowest cards. I could use for Foresight to see if I could find even a higher level card, but I'm actually going to use it for healing because I am getting pretty low on health. So now we're going to go to our next turn and we're going to get this card. I'm always going to get this card. Whereas this one, as you can see, it's changed to a nature symbol this time around. Okay, so was there anything else I was wanting to show you right now? I think that probably about covers it. So like I say, these higher cards, we're going to have to use our lowest level cards first in order to complete them. We can use Reminiscence to grab those lowest tier cards. We can use our Foresight to change out our card. If we get a healing balm, we can use that to heal 3 points of life. And then we have different things that these stories are going to give us. They can give us a card, or a card which is a balm, which is a healing card, both of which will have symbols on them. They might upgrade a card in the process, which means they're taking one away. They might give us one of these 8-card decks that we can get up here. They might give us one of these 1-card decks that we get down here. And then also, like you saw, I unlocked my healing, my Reminiscence, which gives me one of my lowest tier story cards, and my Foresight, which lets me for 1 health get a new card. There are also 2 more skills that are going to unlock here, which will enable us to take a card from this turn and move it 1 turn into the future. So for example, if I was like playing like this and I was using these cards and upgrading and finding yet another locked story card, but I might be like, hey, these 2 chunky waterfalls might come in really handy next turn. I might, if I had that unlocked, give it to that particular skill to say, hey, can I get it next turn? And then that would be useful. But for right now, I wonder, I cannot quite complete this. I guess I might get lucky and find a chunky waterfall and a mountain. Let us see if we can do that. We have a fair bit of health. Ooh, we did. Look at that. Excellent. So I have now unlocked another tier 4 story. So yeah, that is how the game plays. I hope this was a useful overview. I certainly have had a lot of fun playing this game and exploring not only the different stories, but for me, I really enjoy thinking about how to use my hand of cards the most efficiently each turn, which may not have been evidence in this particular video, but that's because I was trying to go a bit faster. So yeah, thank you so much for listening. And if you happen to try playing Geyserlands, I hope you enjoy it as much as I have been.